We got him up there, and we shot and shot. I was like nervous. Here's the end moment. I'm going, ooh, do we have it? Do we have it?
Austin, what are you doing?
Something I should have done a long time ago.
And finally, they did the kiss to end all kisses.
Bad thing. Stop it.
Duff finished A Cinderella Story on August 25th. The next day, her debut album, Metamorphosis, hit stores.
It was just very nerve-wracking. I was very nervous.
Like everybody expected, you know, oh, it's gonna be another Britney Spears. You know, they just saw, oh, it's a cute girl on the Disney Channel, blonde. It's gotta be, you know, bubblegum pop.
There at times can be a stigma attached and associated with people who are trying to do everything. Immediately, you're kind of starting as an underdog if you were a television star or a movie star and you want to release a song. It's like, oh, here we go again.
I think that the wholesome image for her is always going to be a tough thing. Once people put you in a category, it's a pain.
As it turned out, Hilary made a smooth transition.
We debuted #2, and then went to the #1 spot in the second week.
I think that she certainly had to prove that she could be successful on the pop chart.
I was an actress, and then I started singing, and nobody paid attention to me, and everyone, you know, said things, and until my single came out, and then all the fans supported it. My album came out, and it was, you know, big and sold a lot of records.
Hilary Duff conquered the charts. But could the fledgling pop star pull it off in person? On November 16, 2003, Duff was put to the test at the American Music Awards.
I remember her saying, you know, I don't want to perform live. I'm too nervous. I can't handle it.
I'm really nervous about tonight. You know, it's like all these people that I love are going to be sitting in the audience watching me, and I'm like, I'm a little scared because they've done it so much longer than I have, so.
Like, my mom and I were sitting there and we're like, just don't be nervous, but there's nothing you can do about it, you know?
I felt like I was going to throw up. Like, I didn't know what to do. I had rehearsed, and I had everything down, but it was just so nerve-wracking. To be on the stage and see all these people sitting in the audience that are multi-platinum selling artists, and I was so petrified, and the music started, and I knew I had to start singing and do it.
She had these huge steps to walk up, and heels about 7 or 8 or 9 inch heels. All I was saying was, Hilary, don't fall. Hilary, don't fall.
She came through with flying colors, and it was one of my favorite performances of hers ever.
And she was different after that. She just took it, and we started touring.
Hilary performed all over the United States and Canada. But reports began to circulate that Duff lip-synced her performances.
We have a live show, we have a live band. It can't get much more live than that. You have tracks of, like, you know, certain loops or keyboard pads. You need that support to make it feel, oh, you know, this sounds like the record. Everybody does it, from U2 to the Rolling Stones. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Hilary didn't let the controversy bring her down. She quickly began recording her sophomore album while making another movie.
I'd be filming Raise Your Voice during the day, and then going into the studio at night and recording. So I was kind of just scattered everywhere.
Hilary finished shooting Raise Your Voice in April 2004, then jumped right into filming The Perfect Man, co-starring Heather Locklear. But neither movie lived up to expectations.
The Perfect Man wasn't edgy enough for really the older teenagers, and was maybe a touch more mature for the 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, and it kind of fell into a crack there.
Still, Duff had plenty to sing about. Her new album, Hilary Duff, was released on her 17th birthday.
That record came out, and I liked it even more than my first one because I had more control over it. It was more of me.
It's a little more rock. It's a little, like, harder sounding, and it's a lot of answers. You know, people have been reading a lot about me this past year in the tabloids, and it says a lot on the album.
You know, we sold, I think, a little bit more in the first week than we did with the first one, so I was pleased and happy. And basically the whole circle starts over again. You know, you gotta promote the record. You know, everybody wants a piece of her.
Coming up, The Odd Couple.
I think I saw pictures of them together first in a magazine, and then when I actually saw them in the neighborhood together, I thought, that's,
I had no idea she made as much money as she did, and how many cars she has, and this boat, this yacht that she's like P. Diddy and Hilary Duff.
By 2004, Hilary Duff wasn't just a tween queen anymore. The talented 17-year-old put her stamp on TV, movies, and music, and she was only getting started.
People would come up to me all the time and be like, I love your sense of style. Where do you buy your clothes? How do you put your outfits together? And I was so flattered by that. And I love clothes so much and always have. And that's really when it came about for me to start my own clothing line.
Hilary's line is called Stuff by Hilary Duff. And so we're calling it tween couture.
It's pretty eclectic. It's sort of like a sophisticated chic with a younger edge to it. She likes mixing all different kinds of stuff.
Cropped vest worn over this amazing Oxford shirt, herringbone skirt, you know, all trimmed with lace, hoodie with beautiful English rose.
I would expect that over the next 2 to 3 years, Hilary will break that $1 billion retail sales level.
She's like a 30-year-old in an 18-year-old body. She works harder than anyone that I know.
Normally I'm too tired to go out at night. I'm like, I feel like a grandma because I work so hard during the day. At night I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired.
But Hilary always found the energy to give back.
Hey, I'm Hilary Duff, and I'm proud to be the international spokesperson for Kids with a Cause. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our charity. Kids with a Cause brings hope, happiness, encouragement, and smiles to children and teens in hospitals, homeless shelters, and lots of other places.
The overall objective of Kids with a Cause is teaching the principles and practices of philanthropy. It's teaching the art of giving.
It's totally changed my life, and we work with everything from sick children to kids that are in shelters. I am so thankful to get to meet them.
It did surprise me that she had the understanding and the compassion and the care at such a young age.
There's nothing better than seeing a smile and knowing that it was you who helped make a difference in someone else's life.
Also, I started working with a company called USA Harvest.
USA Harvest is an all-volunteer organization that takes food from people who have it and don't want it and gives it to people who want it but don't have it.
We said, you know, hey, anybody who has non-perishable foods or just canned foods, load them up and bring them to the venue.
The food is delivered before Hilary's even done with her concert the same night to missions and shelters and soup kitchens and AIDS facilities.
And we fed something like 2 million people. I feel lucky to be in the position that I'm in to raise the awareness of other people that are less fortunate than me.
Her mother is one of the most incredible women I've ever met. And that says a lot about Hilary. Their philanthropic effort is all over this world. And that was an inspiration to the kids. So I think her family structure has a lot to do with it.
Then, on September 28, 2005, Hilary Duff officially became an adult.
We kind of thought, oh my gosh, she's turning 18, you know, what's this gonna be like? And we definitely got the, like, I'm 1/8 attitude a lot. But nothing has really changed.
She's the girl next door. She's not gonna all of a sudden gonna take her clothes off.
I'm not in some huge rush to grow up, but definitely I do want to grow up, and I do, you know, if it happens to be with my work, want to challenge myself and do different things.
One thing will never change, the media's fascination with Hilary.
They're always there, and like this one time, like they were chasing us. Finally, like Hilary pulled over and was like, "Dude, like what do I have to do for you to stop following me?" And he was like, "Oh, can we just get a picture of you?" And we were like, "Okay." So we had to like get out of the car and like pretend like we were going to the ATM just so he would stop following us.
She's really, really sweet about it, but I mean, you gotta draw a line somewhere. Personal life is personal.
Well, I'm not a brand, I'm a person, and I want people to see that I have, you know, maybe not a normal life to everybody, but you know, with my family and with my friends, I'm a totally normal person and a normal girl.
I think probably one of the biggest misconceptions about Hilary has been her involvement in stories that people have, you know, talked about her in tabloids and made up about her, as far as like her relationships with other actresses her age.
And it's tough because there have been people taking shots at Hilary, but at the end of the day, I have to tell Hilary, this is what you chose to do. So this is what comes with it.
I gossip sometimes. You gossip sometimes. It's fun sometimes, but unfortunately,